For the Chicago Bears, you went with, once again, the obvious. Not that the obvious is wrong, but you went with quarterback Caleb Williams. So Caleb Williams is the breakout player. There's a lot of reasons why this could be the case, but I'm curious. What do you think the main reason for Caleb Williams being your choice as a breakout player? Is it the coaching staff and Ben Johnson? Is it that wide receiver room? Or is it that revamped offensive line that's now in front of him? Which piece of the pie has the highest percentage of why you think Caleb Williams is going to be that breakout player for you?
I think it's Ben Johnson, and I know they have all the additions around him that makes his life a lot easier, right? A potentially elite interior offensive line. You added more weapons in Burden and Loveland in the draft. There's going to be an emphasis on running the football first and foremost, but I think that's just that this offense is being built in the vision of Ben Johnson, right? And when I watch Caleb Williams, I think it really comes down to, his flaws last year came down to habits and inconsistent fundamentals. We did a breakdown on Caleb Williams last week. Check it out on the channel here. We did a film breakdown, and to me, I don't see so many egregious mistakes. There's obviously some rookie mistakes and some bad balls that get thrown, but he's a young kid, right? I see more inconsistent fundamentals and footwork and just the ability to deliver the football in a consistent way. I think it's something that Ben Johnson needs to come in and work on and get Williams to throw in rhythm. And obviously he did it with Jared Goff. He resurrected Jared Goff's career by getting him to throw on time to the right place. That's what Caleb Williams needs more than anything. Consistent fundamentals and just to be able to throw the football on time. Those are really foundational pieces of Ben Johnson's passing game. So I think he's obviously supporting him with a better supporting cast and better play calling, but I do think it comes down to just having good habits. So it's going to be a project all through the summer and training camp and preseason just to get Williams' footwork and fundamental things like that better. But I think because Ben Johnson is now his coach, there's a chance to do that. That's really where it starts, and then everything else around him trickles down from there.
I'll shout out Rome Odunze. I'll say that Odunze is the breakout player here for the Bears. Now, if Rome Odunze is breaking out, it probably means that Caleb Williams is breaking out as well. But I wonder if by the end of the year, Rome Odunze is actually the wide receiver one in Chicago. Now, I don't mean that as any slight to DJ Moore. More of a compliment to Rome Odunze, and certainly what we saw from him when he was playing fully confident, when that Washington Huskies offense was firing on all cylinders in that 2023 season. Yes, 2023 season. Making sure that I get my draft years and my actual season years correct there. But when I look at Rome Odunze, the main reason why I think that he's in for a breakout year is because, one, he only had a 15% threat percentage last year. Now, threat percentage, for anybody that's sort of new to the PFF terminology, it's basically how often you are getting targeted per route that you are running. So there's yards per route run, but this is more target-based than yards and output-based. So how often is this team targeting you? 15% for Rome Odunze. That number is going to go up. It's going to be a lot closer to 20. I actually expect it to be in the 20s, maybe even as close to 25. If he's breaking out to be that wide receiver one caliber player, it's going to be right around that 25%. But I think it's at least getting over 20. So I think that in and of itself is going to constitute sort of a breakout year for them. And then the other thing is he had 5 drops last season. He hadn't had 5 drops in a single season since 2021 when he had 7 as a true sophomore for Washington. I think that just that showcased a little bit of hesitancy from him, a little bit of he was learning NFL life and how NFL corners and NFL defenses were going to go up against him. And obviously there were the struggles on the coaching side of things, the continuity side of things, the overall production and execution side of things for the Chicago Bears. Anyways, I believe that just as you believe that I almost said Bill Johnson. Ben Johnson is going to be beneficial for Caleb Williams. I think it's also going to be beneficial for a guy like Rome Odunze. So I believe that his production and DJ Moore's production is going to be pretty even this upcoming season. And I can see a world where Odunze is actually the most productive wide receiver that we have on that roster that Ben Johnson wants to emphasize in the passing game. So I will go Odunze there as my breakout player for the Chicago Bears.